All right, welcome back. Crushing It 2021, day 19. Okay, so since yesterday's assignment was kind of in depth, today I'm going to just do something that's a little bit more simple. But I want to talk to you today about the parts of your brain that are actually outside of your body. And those parts are your eyes. So, what's the significance of this? Well, your eyes sense light and activity and help you know when to be alert or when to be able to rest. And this is especially important when it comes to light. So, yellow, think about a sunrise. Yellow is the hues that come out more and more as the sun rises. And this helps our body release serotonin and be awake and alert and ready to be in activity. And then in the evening, as the sun begins to set, more blues come into the sky, right? And this helps our body know that it's time to be less active, release melatonin, and be ready for resting. So the significance of this is one of the things that happens to us is, especially if we view our screens between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m., this is significantly impacted to the point that it actually sets off a pro-depressive cycle. So I'm going to read to you exactly what happens. So screens between 11 and 4 actually do the complete opposite of our dopamine reward system, which we've been talking about. They actually kick off a punishment signal that suppresses your dopamine and creates this pro-depressive cycle. So if you're not feeling as happy as you could be, check your screens. Maybe you're just viewing screens too much, period. But especially if you're having any kind of screen light coming in between 11 and 4 on any kind of regular basis, this definitely could be affected. But here's some antidotes to that. Definitely, if you can regularly be out 2 hours of either side of sunrise and sunset, this will help modulate and regulate this system because you're going to get the natural light that naturally helps your body secrete the proper hormones and neurochemicals for your body to do optimally what it's supposed to do, which is be alert and awake during the day and calm and restful in the evening. So 2 hours on either side, 10 minutes without sunglasses on would be a great amount of time at least. But I bet you if you notice it, if you go outside in the morning first thing, when the sun's coming up, see if you're not more energized by doing so. It's great to take an evening walk too, if you want to just calm your system down and get ready for the evening. So I'm going to take it a little bit further and just talk about nighttime routines and how this can benefit you beyond the AM, PM sun gazing. You can also set up a really good, healthy evening and bedtime routine. So just like when my children were little, I always had a regular routine that involved things that would calm them down. You as adults still want to do that, but we really don't. We keep lights on really bright, and this keeps those light senses wanting to be alert and awake, right? It's going to be harder for us to settle down. So the earlier we can start lowering the lights, the better. If you can even do things that signal to your brain calm and rest, like, a warm bath, especially if you have some lavender and some salt so that you can soak and just help your whole body start calming down. That would be a great thing to prepare you regularly that you're going to be going to sleep. But also, if you regulate the times that you go to bed and get up and make those consistent, which is not always easy to do either. And if you can make your lights out time by 10 p.m. in a completely dark room, no light at all, even from an alarm clock, you want to cover that. And the cool part needs to be between 60 degrees and 67. Optimal temperature for sleeping is actually 65 degrees. People will vary in there, but you will rest better. I remember when I used to work in a Mother's Day Out program, we would put the kiddos down and we would crank down that air because it knocked them out 100% of the time. So if your kiddos are having trouble going to sleep, check the temperature in your room as well. Plus make sure it's completely dark. So 10 p.m., lights out, completely dark room. Now, the other significant part about this, and regulate the going to bed and getting up times. The other significant part about this is that all your repair, rejuvenation, detoxification, and replenishing happens between the hours of 10 and 2. So if you're going to bed at 11 or midnight, you're missing 1 or 2 hours every night of repair, rejuvenation, detoxification, and replenishment. So that's going to set you behind. And it has to happen between those hours because our rhythm of our body is set up on the circadian rhythm of the earth. So this is correct no matter what side of the planet you're on because you're running on the circadian rhythm on the part of the planet that you're on. So you want to be in coherence and cohesive with the circadian rhythm in your area. So 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., that's the most optimal time for repair, rejuvenation, detoxification, and replenishing. And if you miss that, it's really difficult to catch up on. And in fact, I would say it's nearly impossible. However, if you're going to bed at midnight, you're not all of a sudden going to be able to go to bed at 10 p.m., right? So what I suggest is that you just create a routine, lower the lights, put the screens down, maybe read, take a bath, do things that are gearing your mind and your body to rest. Crawl in bed 30 minutes earlier than you normally go to bed. And do that for a week or so until you start falling asleep pretty quickly, and then move the bedtime back again to you arrive at 10 p.m. And the most important thing, a really good indication or element to be able to tell if you are going through enough sleep cycles. First of all, you can track your sleep. There's plenty of tracking apps. There's tracking jewelry that you can use, which will definitely help you. But also look at your sleep cycles in 90-minute sections. So 3 hours, you probably wake up. You've been through a sleep cycle. That's a time that you wake up, and you probably could feel like you could get up. 6 hours, same thing. And then usually it's somewhere between 7 and 9 hours. Mine's optimally at the 9-hour mark if I don't get up at that 6-hour mark. So you want to set that alarm to help you start getting up regularly 6 to 9 hours from that time that you actually go to bed. So you have to be the judge of that for you. Everybody's body is different, but I know that there are times that I wake up earlier and I'm like wide awake and I feel like I could be awake. I feel rested. It's really a good idea to get up when you feel that way and start setting your body on that rhythm. But even if you know you only have a little bit of time to sleep, look at those blocks of sleep time and do them in hour and a half segments to get your optimal sleep, so that you feel the most rested because you're not being awakened in the middle of a sleep cycle. Hope that makes sense to you. So here's your assignment. What's your bedtime routine going to be? Set one up, and then make a plan to move your time back, create a dark room and a cool room. And let me know down below in the comments what that looks like. If you're here on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. If you like this content, you're enjoying this, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button so you don't miss any of it. And feel free to join me in our Facebook group. We go live on coaching on Fridays right now. So I'd love to have you there to help. All right, guys, crushing it, keep crushing it. This is part of you creating healthy habits so that you can have a more successful life and crush your goals. Talk to you guys tomorrow.